Well, we are up at the park again today. Beautiful day out today. It had been raining and cloudy, so I am up here and enjoying the sun, which, by the way, you guys should do that every day if you can. Get out and do a walk, like for your lunchtime at work or whatever. But anyways, that's not what today's video is about. We're gonna be talking about why you should screw and forget about popular opinion. Oh, look at someone's shoes up there. Yeah, usually in this area right here, there's a bunch of homeless people. So, but yeah, you should actually be opposed, or you should go against popular opinion, because popular opinion, when you think about it, is actually created by people who despise you, pretty much, right? So the people who control the world, whoever they are, it doesn't really matter. They decide what popular opinion is. They decide what gets put in the media. They decide what gets put on TV. They decide basically the way people think, because they are mind controlled from the TV and whatnot, and all the media and such that they consume. So you should always, so being a contrarian, basically, which is technically what I am, I guess, if you want to call me that. A contrarian is someone who opposes, like, basically all, like, pretty much anything mainstream, or anything that is in your society that I guess you would consider like a general working knowledge that everyone, it's like things that kind of people just know, you know, like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of like something that, like, off the top of my head, like, I mean, I don't really know if this is like a good example, but like, for example, like, oh, you're supposed to do good in high school, get good grades, you're supposed to go to college, right? Like these type of things that we all kind of know are lies, right? Like, because not everyone has to do that to be successful, right? Like, not everyone has to get good grades in high school, graduate, and then go to college and get a degree, and then get a good job, right? Like, I mean, there's plenty of good jobs. Like, you could be a truck driver or whatever, and you make a lot of money, you know? So they're like, it's kind of like those type of things, right? There's, in general, that we all kind of like say and go along with, typically, or the general society does, but we know, like, for example, like, that's bullshit, right? So anyways, but yeah, so the people who create popular opinion have created it because they want you to have that popular opinion, right? So, like, for example, or like things that they push, like consumerism, right? I guess that's a good one that I can kind of talk about with like out here in America, is a lot of people will just consume. Oh, I have to get like a big mortgage on a house, I have to buy like a new car, I have to get oh, a good one is the iPhone 17 now. I don't know, I have a Samsung, not that that's really anything better or anything like that. I don't really know what iPod stuff, but all that mainstream stuff I don't even keep up on, you know, like celebrities and all that stuff too, which, all, by the way, all that type of stuff is all a distraction. Oh, there's a squirrel running down the tree. So yeah, but if you actually want to find the truth and be on the right path, you actually want to oppose popular opinion, which is going to technically make you a contrarian. That's kind of like what I do. So a lot of things that, like, even with my diet, I pretty much eat fruit, drink juice, and then like eat meats, you know, like steaks, liver, things like that. And a lot of people don't do that, and especially a lot of people don't eat that food raw. So for example, like, for some reason it's completely okay to eat fruits raw. Well, not all of them. Actually, some of them would make you sick, but yeah, it's funny how, like, I guess that could just be a comparison, but like, food that's natural is like fruits and then raw meat, right? They come straight from nature. But a lot of people won't ever try raw meat, right? Because it's just something that's so ingrained in us to like cook the meat to be safe or whatever, and things like this. So that's like another really big popular opinion thing. But it's funny because in that situation, you have those same people that get really freaked out about the meat thing, which is a more natural food, right? But then they go and eat like Pringles, drink Monster energy drinks, eat McDonald's. Like, they eat all these foods that are extremely unhealthy, and the reason why they're unhealthy is because they're extremely unnatural. And that's more the point that I want to get on here, is they eat foods that are extremely unnatural, and then they don't even, like, it's like they try to wrap their head around like the raw meat and like food eating thing, like fruits and all that, and they try to like really oppose that and like figure out like why they're so against it. But then when it comes to like eating McDonald's or something, like they don't even really question it. So it's just really weird to me. I mean, I'm sure you guys could probably understand where I'm coming from with like other things. Like I guess another thing is what's pretty unpopular opinion is that, like, for example, like AI and robots, like talking about AI and robots is going to be something that's really big in the future. I still have a lot of people talking about, like, anytime I bring up AI or robots, they are just like, yeah, that's like never happening basically. And I'm just like, do you guys even, but the thing is, like, people only believe something when they see it, and that's why like popular opinion is formed with the media and on TV and things like this, right? Like it's formed from the people who control all that too, which, by the way, that's another good point, is all of those things, like your news stations and all that, are controlled all by the same people, like with the media, and that's what forms popular opinion, right? So yeah, it's funny to me because like it does take more effort, so I get why, because I think people are usually like, because we're animals, right? So like animals are pretty docile. Well, I don't know if docile is the correct word, but like they like to relax. They like to lay around, chill. If you look at your dog or whatever, like in most animals in nature, like lions and stuff like that, they're usually just kind of hanging out, rolling around, laying on each other, having a good time, enjoying the sun, stuff like that. Like they're not really doing too much. Like they don't go out of their way to like exercise or go to the gym. Like no animal does that, right? Like no animal's gonna just purposely go and start like, you know, like I'm gonna lift this really heavy rock for no reason. You know what I mean? Like that just does not happen. Which I guess is another popular opinion thing that we could talk about, is like the whole weight training and like lifting and exercising thing. Like I have people tell me constantly like, oh yeah, I need like, I can't have my like an elderly person, like they can't be just sitting around all day. They're gonna lose their muscle. But the reason why they're losing their muscle and deteriorating is, well, they're getting older, right? But they're also eating food that doesn't support or help regenerate the body and heal it and promote like muscle, right? Like if you're not eating, in particular, raw meat, which no one ever does, but if you're not eating meat and you're not getting those amino acids and the proteins and things like that to upkeep your muscles, then of course, like as you get older, you're gonna deteriorate, right? Like it's just the way it is, dude. That's just how the world works. That's just like this reality and what it is, right? So yeah, if you're eating, I mean, like let's say maybe for breakfast you eat cereal as like an old person, you know, or well, any person, they're gonna deteriorate. And then, you know, for lunch you eat like a ham sandwich, and then maybe for dinner you eat like, I don't know, a little bit of a chicken breast and then some like, you know, potatoes and some kind of noodle or pasta thing or whatever for your meal, or green beans or whatever the hell, right? Like in that situation, okay, at least you had the chicken breast. But I mean, and I guess that the like ham sandwich, like the processed ham, is gonna give you like something, but like in the long run, because you're not optimizing your diet and you're not eating what you're supposed to be eating, nature will punish you and you'll deteriorate more than you would. So like, for example, that's also why a lot of older people now, like they look like they're technically, because from what I understand is humans that live in nature and like actually are like not always stressed out with like, you know, what we have in our society now with like money and all that and like the city, they typically live between 120 and 150 years old, from what I understand. So if that is the case, then someone who nowadays looks 70 and like they're about to die, like really, they're like really unhealthy, they are actually looking like they're supposed to be like how a 150-year-old would look back in the day, like how a human should look, you know, because they're at the end of their life, the end period of their life, right? So, but living in an unnatural environment like the city and eating really bad food like Pringles and, you know, I don't know, what are those, ho-hos and Twinkies, right? At McDonald's, that's gonna like deteriorate you faster. So I know that was kind of a tangent with like the food, but yeah, basically popular opinion is formed by people who hate you and pretty much want you dead, right? And it's part of like the people who are behind the government and stuff like that. And I think we can all agree that if you think that the government has your best interests in mind, then you're quite delusional, right? So, yeah, I think I wanted to make another point off of that with the popular opinion. Yeah, anything that's mainstream or like well known, like, oh yeah, like this is something that we just see as a fact, right? Like it's just true because we've just always known this. Most of those type of things are not actually true, which is it was pretty hilarious. Yeah, a lot of the world is basically flipped upside down. So, but anyways, I'm going to probably hang out for a little bit longer. We'll try to get another video done and enjoy the sun, man. If you guys are not outside, I don't know if you guys can even see. Oh wow, look at that. Sun looks so nice. Nice, dude. Yeah, I highly recommend, if you can, at least getting like 30 minutes of sunshine every day. So anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.